Hey everybody, I am Tin Tim. That's T-I-N as in necessary, T-I-M as in mandatory. I am America's first drag queen public intellectual, aka the Cornell motherfucking West of drag, and I am coming to you each week with my thoughts on the most recent episode of RuPaul's Drag Race. So, Episode 3. This was the long-awaited Alyssa Coco showdown, although I guess it can't be that long since we're only on the third episode. And to be honest, my reaction was mostly like, what? Just to provide some initial context, part of what's really great and has been really great about RuPaul's Drag Race at its best is the way that it kind of winks at and self-consciously plays with like all of the tropes and conventions and like familiar aspects of reality television. One criticism that I have heard of the most recent couple of seasons is that as the show has gone on, it has started to lose some of that kind of subversive, satirical edge and kind of just become like every other reality TV show. So that is something that I've been pondering. Has Drag Race lost its subversiveness? I don't know that I really have an answer for that. You know, it occurred to me that a lot of what was really exciting about what Drag Race was doing early on was built into like the structure of the show. So things like the whole charisma, uniqueness, nerve, talent thing, Ru's persona in the workroom clearly kind of playing with a Tim Gunn kind of quality, the way she incorporated these Tyra Banks sort of elements during the runway and during the judging. And the thing about that is now that we have had 5 seasons of that, it's no longer poking fun at those other reality TV shows. Those are really established as like the norms of Drag Race. Thinking about like the status that the show occupies within the community now, all of the sort of young queens coming up looking to it as the thing, right? It really is the establishment. And I think there's kind of something a little bit inevitable about that process, and there's really no coming back from that. So we kind of have to accept the show as what it is now, which is kind of this institution, right? You know, another thing that I've said before is that I have no problem with artifice. Art is artificial. For me, what is important is it entertaining, and does it respect the intelligence of the viewers? I just think Drag Race has such an intelligent fan base who can see through shenanigans. So if there are gonna be shenanigans, then there has to be some acknowledgement that shenanigans are happening. So keeping that all of that in mind, thinking about this conflict between Alyssa and Coco. First off, I think they are both really dynamic television personalities. I didn't necessarily think that would be true of both of them. I figured at least one of them would maybe kind of be more of that really good on stage, really good in the pageant setting, but perhaps not great in front of a camera, you know, kind of like that India Farah effect. But they're both sort of great to watch. So, you know, because they're very compelling personalities, then the argument between them definitely was entertaining to a degree. But what's been really frustrating to me is just like how confused I feel like I still am about just the full story behind their feud. Why did Alyssa get dethroned? Did Coco really talk about her behind her back and, you know, post nasty things on Facebook? The weirdest one for me was, why did this become an issue in Coco's relationship with her partner? Like, I would like love to know more about that, right? We only got this sort of partial information. Drag Race is put together as like a very traditional narrative or traditional story, meaning, you know, beginning, middle, end, build up, conflict, denouement, right? Or like the come down and then resolution. It tells a story. In that kind of traditional story, to really identify with or have any kind of real emotions about the people that you're seeing on screen, you have to know what their motivations are. It leaves me feeling like I'm watching these arguments without any kind of context for making any sense of them, you know? Arguments for the sake of arguments, like just spectacle, which spectacle can be great. I don't necessarily have a problem with spectacle. I just feel like the show is really asking me to have a set of feelings about this and who I side with that I don't know how to have without more information. So that's been a little bit frustrating, right? That's all I've got for you this week. Thanks for tuning in, and I will see you soon. Mwah.